Hello and welcome back to another broadcast of the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm going to be your host for the evening, The Sound, and I am excited to bring this Week 7 matchup from Division E. This is going to be the Bunker Crew against Yavapai County Municipal Youth Chess Club and Swim Team, Episode 9, Rise of Yavapai County Municipal Youth Chess Club and Swim Team. I said it, the whole thing, all the way through. And that is the last time I'll say it, the whole thing, all the way through. But I wanted to prove to myself and to you all out there in TV land that the team name is not too long to say at least once. Tonight is a best-of-3 series. We are in a double round-robin division for Division E, which means that each team plays one another twice throughout the regular season. This is the first matchup between these two teams this season, though not the first matchup in their history. Both teams participated in this division last season as well. And Yavapai was able to get the better of the lineup that time round. Let's take a look at our map draft here to show exactly where we're going. Well, before we do that, let's check in on the standings of this division. We've got our two teams highlighted here, Yavapai and Bunker Crew, both with a little bit of a slow start to their season, looking to accrue as many more points as they can. And to do that, they'll have to play on these maps, so let's take a look at our map bans. In a double round-robin division, there is no coin flip, as is traditional for the rest of our NGS divisions. In double round-robin divisions, the home team is just awarded the option of first pick or map pick, and so the Bunker Crew opted for map pick for map 1. They also banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya Foundry, with Yavapai banning Braxis and Dragonshire. So no hectic solo lane duels between our top laners. Yavapai not terribly interested in that style of gameplay. Talking a little bit more about these two teams, as mentioned previously, they were both around last season in Division E. Yavapai is actually one of our more long-running rosters within all of NGS. They've been playing together at least since Season 7, with slight retoolings to the team name each time. The Bunker Crew is on the newer side. They did play together last season, and some of their rostered members have had previous play experience playing on Bunker Fun Time Academy. The Bunker Crew is a part of the Bunker Fun Time organization family, and so they were able to take the Academy team and retool it a bit to be the Bunker Crew we see here before us today. Checking in on our pregame lobby, I'll just let them know that I am ready whenever they are. And feel free to shout out in chat who you guys are rooting for in this Division E match. This is my first exposure to a Division E game. So I'm interested to see how their approach to the meta differs from the higher divisions that I've gotten to play in and spectate. I'll also be interested to see if there is any change to the meta and bans and whatnot now that there's been a patch. For those who missed it, there was a patch put out earlier today with a bunch of different bug fixes, so it'll be interesting to see if that affects our team's take on ban priorities. Looks like we are just about ready to get started here for our first game. So I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. I know these teams are going to be excited to have you rooting them on. So let's get into game number 1, draft number 1, on Infernal Shrines. My initial thought is that Hogger as a hero is going to be of high priority here. I'm not sure if either team has a offlaner who's comfortable on the hero, but assuming that there are players in the lobby who can pilot the hero, I expect to see that guy show up in this first round of bans. We also might see them... Stukov first ban. Fair enough. We also might see these teams look for more traditional transformation style comps. Another healer ban onto the Brightwing this time. Those transformation comps involving heroes like Tychus and Alexstrasza with big ultimates or cooldowns that they can use to fight over the objective pit. A Diablo ban now on the side of Yavapai. Both Stukov and Diablo, awesome choices for the map. Not surprising to see them taken out here. Johanna is still available, and it's going to be an Anubarak ban from the Bunker Crew. So both Hogger and Johanna available here, and it's going to be a Johanna first pick. An excellent tank for the map with her ability to group up shrine minions for her allies and slow down her enemies via her blinds. Going to be a Rhaegar. Selecting that healer, knowing that there are already 2 banned. And Dahaka. Infernal Shrines, not necessarily the first map that folks think of when they think of global play, but one that globals can get a lot of value on, especially if you opt to skip the first objective. Junkrat and Jaina. So no healer selected for Yavapai. I'll be interested to see if Bunker Crew continue to narrow that pool with a healer ban here. And it's going to be the Anduin. A really standard pick. Not surprising to see that hero taken out of the equation here. Tank still missing on the side of the Bunker Crew. We could see a Muradin ban here. We could see a Garrosh ban here. Though with Jaina and Johanna, maybe a Falstad ban instead. Yeah, Jaina and Johanna both having pretty good matchups into Garrosh. So we'll see if Bunker Crew pick that hero. It'll be a tough map to play him on. It's going to be the Muradin instead. both damage dealers still available for Bunker Crew, or rather, it's not necessarily damage dealers. They could go for a triple frontline comp. Gul'dan. Gul'dan, a great hero on the shrine with his constant spell damage, able to snatch up those objective monsters very quickly. And with a very long-range ability to do so, able to do so from safety. Deckard going over to the side of Yavapai. No cleanse available. And Raynor. Interesting. So a triple assassin comp for Yavapai. Perhaps it's going to be Raynor playing in the offlane there, as he has the best sustain. And it's going to be Azmodan. So it's a double mage comp to the side of Bunker or Crew, and Yavapai have opted for a triple ranged assassin comp. Definitely not something I see typically in other divisions, so excited to see how this triple damage setup works for Yavapai. I think the Shrine Clear advantage definitely goes over to the Bunker Crew, but there is a lot of really strong blow-up potential with the Jaina on the side of Yavapai. So team fights are likely to be very hectic. I'm excited to see how it all works out. Let's get into our first game here on Infernal Shrines and introduce our teams. Here on the left, we've got the Bunker Crew. Sarge playing Muradin, Cody Sparks on Rhaegar, Everhart playing Azmodan, Hendrix on Gul'dan, and Judo Chop playing Dahaka. And to the right, in red, we've got Yavapai, Galactos on Deckard, Shan CB9 on Raynor, Andrade on Johanna, Sarah Lynn Nee on Junkrat, and Camel playing Jaina. Checking in on our level 1 talents, we've got an Exterminator, Raynor, so amping up that wave clear. And we've got a full W build, or not full W build, but Stormcaller from Rhaegar. Both teams just trying to secure vision here. Junkrat is able to do a great deal of that. Sarah Lynn Nee with all of those, oh my gosh, so much damage now onto the Johanna player. And it looks like Hendrix has opted for Fell Flame quest. Johanna taking a lot more damage. No Iron Skin available for our tank player. They're falling low and pop the Laws of Hope, and they're able to take care of business. Shan CB9 drawn under the fort front wall with a drag from Judo Chop. Sarah Lynn Nee taking so much damage here. Sarge jumps in, unable to connect that Stormbolt. And it looks like a slight early experience lead going over to our blue team. The Bunker Crew able to take advantage of Azmodan's Demon Lieutenant trait there, eking out just a little bit more experience from them. We, to the right side, see Yavapai starting up their siege camp. A quick little spray in mid, just to say a cheeky hello. Checking back in on top lane, and Shan is going to get first blood for Yavapai, taking out the Dahaka there. Checking in on bot lane, Everhart holding down the lane, making sure that nothing pushes in too hard. And checking back in on bot, we've got Sarah Lynn Nee and Galactos. They've gone unscouted here, so Yavapai has an advantage on this bottom siege camp. They've also got the advantage in top after Shan was able to get that first kill. So a lot of experience going over to Yavapai ahead of the Bunker Crew. The Sapphire from Galactos locking Everheart into that root. A little bit of follow-up damage from Camel. Level 4s on both sides here. And in the top left, Hendrix and Judo Chop able to secure that camp. So once again, tempo a little bit even. Looks like a later rotation from Yavapai to their Shaman camp. First objective unlocks here. We'll see which team gets onto it to begin with. Looks like Yavapai are going to have that first rotation onto the objective. And we can see where that Johanna really comes in handy, grouping up all of those shrine monsters for the Junkrat damage. Sarge scouts Jaina on the top side there. And level 7s are just around the corner for Yavapai. Sarge taking so much punishment here on the left, but it's going to be Johanna who goes down first. Judo Chop digging in with the global. So it is a 5-hero commitment from the bunker crew on this first objective. Of course, that is giving Raynor in the top, Shan BC, a lot of space to push. We'll see how much damage they're able to secure on that top fort, and if the bunker crew can even things out on the bot side. 35 shrine monsters in the hands of the bunker crew means that this first objective is likely to go over to them, and that's going to do it. First objective in the hands of the blue team, but on the top side of the map, Shan BC has, CB rather, has secured the whole first fort. So top fort goes down to the exterminator push from Raynor, and they're chasing on to Judo Chop again, looking for that kill. Dahaka's going to have to tap well, and John Cena gets a kill. Great job from the Punisher, jumping onto the Junkrat there. So much damage comes out. And we'll see if the bunker crew stick around any longer. The Hendrix caught in the root from Deckard here. And Andrade, chasing a little bit further, able to get out without too much trouble thanks to their Iron Skin trait. So a first objective phase won by the bunker crew, but a stronger first objective phase, in fact, going over to Yavapai. And it looks like we've got a potential gank onto the Raynor. They're going to get out just fine on their mount. With a 3-hero commitment to the top lane, it looks like Yavapai are going to transition directly to this bot camp again, making sure that they get all of the mercenary experience available to them. We can see that they are in the lead in that regard. And they are a lot closer to their heroics here. Hendrix gonna go down. Another great root Sapphire combo from Galactos. 10s on the side of Yavapai. It is Stay a While and Listen, Hyperion, Falling Sword. Here's the Stay a While, followed up by the root from Jaina. So much damage onto the Dahaka here. An offensive purge from Cody Sparks. And it looks like on the top side of the map, we have a kill going over to the Raynor player once again. Cody Sparks able to dodge the rocket ride from Junkrat. And heroics now secure for the bunker crew. We've got the Tide of Sin for... Oh my gosh, Cody Sparks falling so low there. Able to make it out alive. The Sarge very low on mana here. Not sure how much they can really do to fend off Yavapai. And it's going to be a lot of damage onto the Muradin player. Do they have a leap out? They do. They're going to draw the Ancestral Healing from Cody Sparks as well. So, unfettered siege damage by Yavapai here in this bot lane. Sarge booped to the other side of the engagement now. It's a hectic fight. Andrade able to get out once again thanks to the Iron Skin. Judo Chop falls low, hits the Junkrat with the isolation, but they're able to make it out alive. About a level lead in the hands of Yavapai. And we can see in mid, Hendrix working on those minions, making sure to get their waves pushing ahead of this objective. And checking back in bot, we've got Shan BC, CB, keep messing that up, Shan CB making sure to get more split push value. They will not have Hyperion available, so they can't put too much pressure on this bottom fort without mercenaries or their ult. But I expect to see that Raynor stick it out in bot lane. Would love to see Judo Chop commit to that lane as long as the Raynor is down there, but it looks like we're going to have Hendrix on the Ul'dan match that rotation. Checking back in on that, we've got Hendrix going Dan. Shan CB's off-lane Raynor, a real thorn in the sides of the bunker crew. And it is a full 4v4 here. Oh my gosh, another huge Ring of Frost lands onto 2, followed up by the Stay a While and Listen. Sarge, no mana for a Dwarf Toss out. We'll see if Andrade is able to keep the body blocks up. Murden able to leap out just in the nick of time. And on the bot half of the map, we've got Shan CB continuing their split push, stealing away this mercenary camp, putting pressure onto the bot fort. A lot of split value from the Exterminator talent at level 1. Exterminator is great because not only does it amplify your damage against PvE targets, but it also increases your Inspire duration onto all friendly mercenaries and minions. So not only were Yavapai able to secure this objective, they were also able to get a lot of damage onto bot fort. Checking back in on the bot side, Shan and Hendrix are once again locked in a duel. A Horrify goes out onto the Raynor player, but they've still got a lot of HP to play with. Hendrix falling low here. We might see... That's another kill for Shan. Shan is an absolute menace, able to solo everyone. A jump onto Judo Chop from John Cena lands a lot of damage onto the Dahaka. Level 16 is just a half level away for Yavapai now. A Ring of Frost lands onto Judo Chop. The timely purge is not enough to get the Dahaka out, unfortunately. Another kill going over to Yavapai. And a Falling Sword to get out to safety. A huge dunk from Everheart, almost taking out Camel. And on the bot side, with that siege camp, Shan secures another fort. So a major structural advantage over to Yavapai. The bunker crew have a lot of room to make up here. Checking back in on our level 13s, Rhaegar is still considering what they might get. We have the Dark Bargain from Hendrix. And with level 16s in their hands, we've got Scroll of Stone Curse, really amping up the damage that Galactos is able to do with those Scroll of Sealing, I want to say? Scroll of Identify? I don't remember what the name of that talent is, or ability. Here comes the Hyperion. This is likely to be a fort capture on the side of Yavapai. Bunker crew aren't giving up without a fight. We've got the isolation out onto Jaina, a fear in on the Johanna, able to Falling Sword their way out of it. Judo Chop caught on the wrong side of the engagement here. They pop the Essence. Are they going to survive? Gets a drag onto Camel, trading 1-for-1 onto the Jaina. All ults have been used, save for the Rocket Ride. So we may still see Sarah Linney use that ult to secure the final fort HP. Looks like Yavapai are happy to secure what siege they have, opting instead to rotate down to the bunker crew's siege camp here. Sarge hops in blind, booped out by Sarah Linney. A great use of that concussive blast. Junkrat's point control, one of his strongest suits. And in bot lane, we've got Shan CB and Galactos responding to a large minion wave. The bunker crew have been able to get a little split pressure themselves through that Demon Lieutenant trait of Everheart. And Everheart is stacking well on their level 1 talent, Gluttony. Both teams securing their Shaman camps now, and once again in bot lane, we've got Shan CB pushing away with a catapult behind them this time round. Knowing that Raynor has committed to the bot lane, the bunker crew are committing heavily to this fort ahead of the objective spawn. A lot of damage falling onto the fort. It's likely to go down here, which would do a lot to relieve the catapult pressure in top lane. A Ring of Frost lands onto Sarge. They're going to get rooted by the Jaina damage. The jump out caught by the falling sword here, but now Andrade is way far ahead of their team. Camel has taken so much damage. One more dunk from Everheart could kill the Jaina. We've got Hendrix responding to Raynor's push in the bot side. Andrade able to get onto Judo Chop here. Galactos popping the Ancient Blessings, but none of the red team are able to catch up to the Dahaka. A potential for a 5v5 brawl over this objective here, but it looks like Shan is sticking to their split pushing ways. Raynor headed down to the bot lane. Andrade taking a lot of damage and a stun. A tight objective contest here. 16 to 18 on the Shrine minions. The isolation goes wide from Judo Chop. Andrade's very low on mana here. Judo Chop looks for the drag, unable to connect. Level 16s on both sides, a huge Ring of Frost. Cody Sparks is falling very low, and that's going to be it for the Rhaegar player. Galactos casting Stay a While with level 20 upgrade. That's going to silence and blind all of these heroes. All the while in bot lane, we've got Raynor plugging away on that bot keep. They have opted for the execute orders at level 20, so if and when the bunker crew respond to Raynor's push, if they secure the kill, that will trigger a second Hyperion. John Cena now jumping onto Camel, who's able to back away. Checking in, we've got 2 keeps down on the side of the bunker crew. They're able to get the kill on Raynor, but that Suicide Raynor got exactly what they wanted. A couple of Hyperion shots onto the core. 17% of the HP missing now for the bunker crew. And on the other side of the map, the Frozen Punisher may secure mid-fort, but it's definitely a trade in favor of Yavapai there. This split push Raynor having their way with the map. Storm Talent's still about a level away for the bunker crew. Luckily for them, the experience will be coming their way thanks to the mismatched lane situation. Storm Talent's still available for Yavapai. We'll see how they look to engage here. Cody Sparks able to get the Ancestral off, but eating so much damage from Camel there. Sarge able to peel with a good Stormbolt. Judo Chop caught on an island now. And that's another great Stay a While, catching the Muradin player. Hendrix really far ahead of his front line now. And it's a great drag from Judo Chop. The Iron Skin still available for the Johanna. Sarge falling very low here. It is a hectic 5v5. The dunk narrowly missing onto Sarah Linney there. Hendrix walking back over the grenades, isn't going to die, but that is a kill onto the Rhaegar. And there goes the Muradin player. I'm obsessed with this chase onto Hendrix, but in the meantime, the entire rest of the bunker crew goes down at the hands of Yavapai. They've got Hyperion up again. They've got a catapult behind them. This is likely to be game 1 in the hands of Yavapai. An excellent split push strategy executed by Shan there, and some really solid Ring of Frosts by Camel. GG, well played to both of our teams. Nope. Let's try this again, looking at our stats. A heck of a first game. Definitely not what I was expecting. Excited to see that Division E really is a lot different from some of our other divisions. Some really interesting takes on how to approach this map. I think most folks in NGS are really focused on securing objectives, but Yavapai understood that you don't need to win objectives to take structures. Raynor able to do all of that siege damage well ahead of anyone else in the lobby. And no slouch on the kill factor as well, getting a lot of solo kills themselves. Checking in on our builds here. Pretty standard build out of Muradin. We saw a hybrid build from Cody Sparks there on the Rhaegar, so that's an interesting adaptation. And Hendrix opting for a hybrid build as well, opting for Darkness Within rather than the Fell Flame talent at 16. So yeah, there you go. That is game one in the books with a win over to Yavapai. Well played to them. I did not expect to see a triple ranged assassin. I did not expect to see a off-lane Raynor getting as many solo kills, but Porthos knew from the very beginning, it looks like exactly what Yavapai had cooking for us. Perhaps a little inside knowledge from a friend. Knowing now that Yavapai are comfortable on this split push strategy, I'll be interested to see how Bunker Crew adjust their map pick. I think given the maps that are available, their best bet to decrease the likelihood of that sort of split push pressure would be to take Yavapai to Tomb of the Spider Queen with tight rotations of that map. It would be pretty difficult for Shan to split push to their heart's content without getting ganked. So I'll be interested to see if that is the route that the Bunker Crew take with what maps they have available to them. If they're able to win this next map, we will be going to a third game for the series, and at that point there are lots of really wide open maps available to Yavapai. So the Raynor or the Sergeant Hammer, your Zagaras, your Asmodans, your Zuuls, all of these split push heroes start to get a lot more valuable. Welcome to anyone and everyone who's tuned in midway through the match. Happy to have you here supporting these two NGS teams. Feel free to sound off and chat with who you're cheering on. And we've got Porthos predicting a top lane hammer if we go to Towers of Doom. I'll be excited to see it. I take it that the triple the triple backline, triple ranged assassin comp is a specialty of Yavapai, given Porthos's prediction in that last draft and prediction for towers. It is a very effective strategy if it isn't responded to effectively. Ganking that ranged assassin in the offlane is perhaps the best answer for a triple ranged assassin comp, but it can be difficult to coordinate the rotations to allow for those ganks if there isn't enough wave clear in your comp, and you really need your core 4 to stay together and protect each other while they clear waves. Another nice thing to see about Division E, though, is everyone on the Bunker Crew and Yavapai both respected the needs for wave clear. Azmodan, Gul'dan, and Rhaegar, all really solid choices for wave clear. And on the other side for Yavapai, picking up the Jaina, Junkrat, and Johanna, all really strong wave clear heroes. Excellent. It looks like we will have another lobby here shortly. And I can give you all the best info I have. And it looks like we are headed to Garden as chosen by Yavapai. So it is another large map available for split pushing, if that's the choice. Given what Porthos has foretold, I'm excited for a potential hammer pick. We'll see if the Bunker Crew have done their scouting homework and if they're able to ban that hero. Very exciting to see how these Div E teams approach the game. Let's get into our draft for Garden of Terror, game number 2. I'll be interested to see if the Raynor draws a ban here, with how effective Shan was on it. The Bunker Crew instead opting for the Stukov ban. Yavapai responding with Johanna. So first pick a different approach from the Bunker Crew, as they opted for map pick in game 1. Right wing, our second ban, further narrowing that healer slot. I'll be interested to see if there is a first priority pick that they think will allow for them Rhaegar ban. Not surprising to see it. Really well played by Cody in that last game. And it's going to be Anduin first pick for the Bunker Crew. Perhaps Anduin is the secret sauce that they feel they need to secure this map and take us to a game 3. 2 picks available for Yavapai. Perhaps we'll see a global Falstad and Dahaka both still available. We know that Judo Chop, it looks like it's gonna instead be the Lucio and Blaze. Blaze, I traditionally think of as an offlaner, but given how creative these teams are drafting, another Muradin pick, and a Junkrat selection. Yeah, given how creatively these teams have been drafting, that might be a Blaze main tank. The Muradin and Junkrat pickup is a solid selection for this map. Junkrat bringing both wave clear and objective stall with his grenades. The Haka ban from Yavapai, unsurprising, as we know that Judo Chop played it last map, got a few really solid isolations. Well, let's see if the Bunker Crew ban this Raynor. I'll be interested. Shan was able to get a lot of split push value, instead opting for a Cho ban. Perhaps their scouting tells them that Yavapai enjoy the two-headed monster of Cho and Gaul, I think personally that Gaul is the better ban in that spot, but it's about the same thing. That's a bad joke from me to you, dear audience. Li Ming picked up a lot of blow-up potential, and it's going to be a Kira. Kira, often chosen as an offlaner, one that I think of as more of a Storm League-focused hero, but able to put a lot of kill pressure, especially onto heroes with low health pools like Junkrat. So I'm excited to see how the hero is piloted in this match. Last two picks, an offlaner and a damage dealer would be the traditional pickups here, and we're going to get just that, Vala and Yrel. Final pick here, they do have one extra melee hero, so it is different than last time. We may see another ranged assassin from Yavapai, we may see a main tank here, we may see an offlaner here. I don't know what it will be. These teams definitely keeping me on my toes. And it's going to be the Zagara. So it is in fact the main tank Blaze. Perhaps an offlane Kira, perhaps an offlane Zagara. Lots of flexibility available to Yavapai, given their draft and how they seem to enjoy playing HOTS. Vala and Junkrat are going to offer a lot of kill pressure, and Muradin and Yrel both very sturdy frontliners, so if they are able to protect Vala and Junkrat, I like the Bunker Crew's chances to secure these kills. Of course, Lucio and Blaze will have a lot to say on the side of Yavapai in that regard, with boops and slows and stuns and potentially high five. So I'm excited to see how this map shapes up. We might end up going to a game 3, but we'll have to see how this one goes first. So let's get into it. Game 2, and introducing our teams, we've got the Bunker Crew on the left in blue, with Sarge playing Muradin, Hendrix on Vala, Cody Sparks on Anduin, Everhart playing Junkrat, and Judo Chop on Yrel. And to the right in red, we've got Yavapai. Andrade on Blaze, Camel on Kira, Sarah Linni on Li Ming, Shan CB on Zagara, and Galactos playing Lucio. Checking in on our level 1 talents, we've got a W build from Kira, the Fatal Wounds quest, looking to get as many stacks of their trait as possible, as well as a W quest from Vala, the Fire at Will. And in bot lane, we've already got Shan setting up creep, starting their split push. First mid-wave clear going over to the Bunker Crew, and we'll have the Junkrat head down to respond to Shan, taking a lot of damage from the Hunter Killer there. Zagara has opted for Infest, a talent notorious for split pushing, and Sarge jumps in, a great juke from Shan, and but it's a 4-hero commitment to the bot lane. They're able to secure first blood. The Bunker Crew not wanting to deal with that split push Zagara the same way that Shan was able to menace them on the Raynor. Checking in on mid lane, we've got Yavapai clearing that wave up. A little bit more comfort in splitting across the lanes from the Bunker Crew. And we can see Hendrix and Everhart starting up this siege camp already. In the top lane, it is a 4-hero commitment onto Judo Chop. They do still have the leap, and they're able to, just barely don't make it over the wall. The damage over time from Camel, able to secure it, along with some Blaze flame streams. Checking in on our experience thus far, about even on those 2 hero kills. Slight minion experience lead going over to the Bunker Crew. And on the right side of the map, we've got Yavapai working on 2 camps simultaneously. Camel and Sarah Lenny able to secure this mid-siege camp, while Shan works on the bottom siege camp. Everhart falling very low to this bruiser camp. It's going to leash partially. So a lot of progress made, but also a fair bit lost there on that, thanks to the somewhat slow rotation from the rest of the team. Cody Sparks is in the vicinity, able to heal them up without too much trouble. First objective over to the side of the bunker crew's half of the map. A lot of really solid stalls available to Yavapai. Stormbolt lands onto Andrade, and it's going to be a leap of faith used onto the Muradin there. 2-person stun from Andrade, and Judo Chop leaping in. Andrade falling rather low here on the front side, but Camel is channeling. Looks like they are going to get the stall. Judo Chop and Sarge committing pretty heavily to this seed here. All the while, bot lane, we do have that siege camp pushing. Hendrix able to get a solid W onto a few members there, but we're close to getting resets here. Sarah Linney just a few hit points away from securing a bunch of kills. First kill in the engagement going over to Yavapai will secure this seed for our red team. And all the while, as I had mentioned, that bottom camp was pushing away, getting a lot of damage onto this fort front wall, taking out the entire gate and both towers there. And in mid, we've got Yavapai continuing to run rampant, getting a kill onto Anduin there. Lots of damage, lots of siege, and a talent tier lead. Here at level 7, we do have Sarah Linney opting for Zai's Vengeance, going for that full W build. We'll see if they opt for those talents at 16 as well. Hendrix able to scout out that Yavapai are on their side of the map, stealing away this siege camp. Judo Chop is able to get here in time. Galactos falling very low. Do we have the boop available from Urel? They do. Camel very low themselves, and able to grappling hook their way to safety. A lot of HP spent on the Urel means Judo Chop is considering earthing, but with the objective spawning just now, they don't feel that they've got the space to. Sarge committing very heavily onto Camel on Lucio in the backline. Andrade on the other side of the fight getting a lot of damage onto Judo Chop. First kill of the fight goes over to the bunker crew here. We'll see if they find any more, but Sarah Linney is able to rain so much damage in with all of these orb resets that they're getting. Sarge zoning for our blue team here. And it looks like Hendrix is putting a lot of punishment onto Shan on the bot side of the fight. That's a kill for Yavapai. We'll see if they're able to get a stall here. Unable to, and a great boop from Everhart secures another kill for the bunker crew. Judo Chop able to leap away to safety. Camel narrowly missing their revolving sweep onto Cody. So seeds are 1-1 for our two teams. Pretty even on the XP now. A little bit more hero kill experience for Yavapai, but a little bit more minion experience as well as mercenary experience for the bunker crew. And in top, we've had the siege camp pushing away. 2 kills from Yavapai responding to that push. Both Judo and Everhart sticking around a bit too long. And back down on the bot side of the map, we've got Shan getting as much value out of their Infest level 1 talent as they possibly can. Most of this fort going down to this massive minion wave. Sarge is going to have a tough time defending this push by themselves. Muradin not known for their wave clear. And on the top side, Yavapai have secured another camp to push during this objective phase. So they're responding to bunker crew's early grab attempt. Andrade Jet Propulsion's in is caught on the other side of the fight now. But with Heroics in their hands, we've got the combustion coming out. Doesn't end up landing on anyone. 10's just around the corner. Heroics now in the hands of the bunker crew. We've also got Disintegrate, Revolving Sweep, Nidus Network for Zagara, and High Five for Lucio. So with that Blaze kill winning a fight down Heroics, the bunker crew are able to secure their second objective, 2 seeds in their hands now. And as far as Heroics, we've got Sarge popping his avatar, and Hendrix does the same with their Heroic, ripping the Strafe. We've also got Light Bomb, Rocket Ride, and Ardent Defender for the rest of the bunker crew. So not too much creep spread on the side of Yavapai. I'll be interested to see how much Shan is able to dominate the rest of this map now that they've opted for the Nidus Network talent at 10. And we've got new habits from Blaze, completed level 1. They are now able to become unstoppable when they use their Pyromaniac trait. Checking in on top lane, we've got Judo and Everheart pushing up this camp and wave once again. But, oh, what a great boop from Everheart, able to keep themselves safe from the rest of Yavapai.
There it is. Gather the seed.
Everheart is in range to get a lot of stalls here with Junkrat's frag grenades. And it's a Light Bomb engage in onto Camel there. Judo Chop doing a lot of damage. Sarge does not have their ultimate available, so they're going to go down. 1 for 1 on the kill feed. A tank for a healer there. Sarah Linney able to get some stalls with their Heroic, but Judo Chop and Hendrix getting a lot of damage. That is all 3 seeds secured by the bunker crew. First objective phase going over to our blue team. And Sarah Linney taking giant chunks out of their health bars. Shan is able to teleport from top lane down to bot lane thanks to that Nidus Network, and in top we can see Judo Chop trying to support their objective as much as possible, putting a lot of damage onto Camel here. We might see Judo get this kill onto the Kira. Kira does have her ult available, but not going to pull it. Judo Chop able to get that one-on-one kill. In the mid lane, we've got a 4-hero commitment from the bunker crew. They're able to knock down their first fort, but on the top side, Andrade able to avenge Sarah Linney, rather. 13s on both sides. We've got Sarge once again using their ultimate. It's going to be a kill going over to the side of Yavapai, but the bunker crew are able to secure the camp nonetheless. CC onto Galactos will get the rest of the bunker crew out to safety. So a slight siege advantage on the side of the bunker crew now, but Yavapai have a power play on the map, so they may be able to press this advantage and take out the rest of this bottom fort. They're committing really heavily here, but Junkrat is doing a lot of damage. Falls very low thanks to a great set of orbs from Sarah Linney. The Rocket Ride as a way to clear a wave and Hearth simultaneously. Not so surprising to see it used in that fashion. Next objective spawning in the bot lane here, and we've got Yavapai in range to respond to it. Cody Sparks running in with the Light Bomb. Hendrix pops their ult, putting a lot of damage onto Yavapai, but they're able to squeak out with their health bars still mostly intact. So a couple of heroics missing for this next objective contest. Judo Chop trying to stave off this push, but not going to do enough to protect that top fort. Committing their ultimate there. Ardent Defender used to sustain a little bit more of that minion damage. And here comes Hendrix and crew. Shan is mounted up and might make it out alive. Some great jukes here, but it's a 5-hero commitment. Zagara's going to go down. This 5-hero commitment will give Yavapai a lot of space on the rest of the map. So we'll see how much siege damage they're able to secure onto this bot fort in the meantime. Galactos and Sandralini both putting as much damage onto it as they can. So 2 forts secured for Yavapai and 2 objective seeds in their hands. Level 16s on both sides now. And we have gone for the Arcane Orbit. Saralini going for that full orb build. And it looks like we've got Lingering Ailments at 16 from Kira. A lot more common to see that booming kick pickup, but I like this adaptation, putting a lot more pressure onto the targets of the revolving sweep with that reduced armor.
Shouldn't you be gathering that?
Even talent tier contest here, but Shan is still in bottom. Judo Chop jumping in really far. Camel falls so low here, gonna go down to the light bomb. Galactos falls to the strafe. Sarge falling low here. A great unstoppable from Andrade might get them out alive, and it's not gonna be enough. 3 decisive kills from the bunker crew here. Saralini trying to pepper in as much damage as they can, but a great team fight win for our blue team. They're able to secure that next objective there. If they're not careful, though, Li Ming might get a lot of resets here. Arcane Orbit does a lot of damage. Hendrix vaulted in. Oh my gosh. Understanding the limits of the hero and when that fort was going to go down, I am not that brave when I play Vala. But I also don't play Vala, so good on them for knowing the limits of the hero, playing it right on that razor's edge where it needs to be. Next seed is a favorable spawn for the bunker crew, and they are now ahead to their storm talents. Checking in on that experience, it's thanks largely to their hero kills. We can see about 2,200 XP in their advantage in that category, but they also are ahead on minion XP and mercenary XP, just doing a great job controlling this map. Another 5v5 here. I like what the bunker crew are doing. They're keeping an eye on the objective, but also working on this siege camp. They know that they've got a siege camp rolling in top lane, so stalls are to their benefit. We've got Sarge jumping in, lands the Storm Bolt onto 2, followed up by, oh my gosh, a huge revolving sweep though. Gonna land onto the Anduin. They're falling low. That's gonna be it for the Boy Prince of Stormwind. Judo Chop and Sarge falling low on the backside here. Judo Chop, already having spent that Ardent Defender, is going to go down. 2 kills from Yavapai, and what a heroic from Camel. Really shutting down the engagement. What looked like a really strong fight start for the bunker crew turns around 180 with some great ultimates on the side of Yavapai. Have to call out Galactos with some excellent high fives in that fight to turn things around, and we are about even on our way to storm talents. The bunker crew able to pull off a quick defense on the bot side. Stormbolt now onto Galactos, but Sarge doesn't have any damage behind them, and they've jumped back in a lot of damage. They're going to get bopped by the Garden Terror there. And we've got a level 1 quest complete. Fatal Wounds for Camel. Their damage over time now lasting longer than typical. I think it's a 50% increase on the duration there. And on bot side, we've got Shan pushing away as usual. Hendrix able to vault in, putting a lot of hurt onto the Zagara, but it's Zagara who ends up taking the better end of that trade. Everhart taking the jump forward with their concussion mine will clean up the kill and avenge their teammate. On the top side, though, we've got Yavapai pushing away, another 4-hero commitment. There is a large wave and a relatively healthy Garden Terror behind it. So I'll be interested to see how much of the keep they're able to get. Looks like about 10% there. Storm talents on both sides. We've got Rewind from Muradin, the Strafe upgrade Death Siphon for Vala, Cannonballs for the Junkrat player, and Bubble Hearth from Judo Chop. And on the other side, Yavapai have picked up Flash Fire, Silent Killer, a huge power spike for the Kira, Talrash's Elements, Pack Instincts, and Mixing Fire. And it looks like at level 16, Shan has opted for the Mutalisk talent. Not surprising to see it in this split push focused Zagara build. In a more teamfight oriented Zagara, the pick is often the Corrosive Saliva talent at 16, offering % damage to all of Zagara's summons, but Mutalisk offers a lot more in the way of split push value. The objective is a slow one on Garden of Terror, and so with 1 seed in the Bunker Crew's hands and 0 on the side of Yavapai, it will be a while still until we see another Garden Terror phase. Arcane Orbit fishing from Saralini, unable to connect. On top side, Shan gonna fall to Everheart and Judo Chop. Great response to that split push. That might cede this objective to Yavapai, but Hendrix is able to get the stall with their W. Camel channeling now. Sarge pops the rewind, jumps in onto Camel, and pops the Avatar. It looks like it's going to be full retreat from Yavapai here. Sarge taking so much damage, but booped away, and the Leap of Faith able to get that Muradin out to safety. So 2 seeds over to the side of the Bunker Crew. They're going to have to respond to this bot lane push. A Catapult and Siege Camp are likely to put a lot of hurt onto this keep, but Everheart has lots of wave clear to clean this up with. Lane pressure is about even for our 2 teams as well, with only bot lane fort still alive for Yavapai. Next objective will spawn in the center bottom of the map, a neutral objective spawn, but a slight advantage for Yavapai as they do have their bot fort well available to them. And it looks like Shan is going to try and get as much split push value as they can before the objective starts up. Andrade face checks the Bunker Crew. Sarge pops the rewind here, but unable to connect that Stormbolt. Hendrix taking so much damage, and that's going to be it for the Vala player. A great flash fire from Andrade lands onto 2. Judo Chop able to escape thanks to the Leap of Faith. Cody Sparks cleanses both frontliners there. Sarge throws a Stormbolt on the way out, but with their primary damage dealer eliminated, the Bunker Crew are unable to contest that seed. And we've got top keep taking pressure from the Catapult now. Yavapai, very much in the driver's seat here, are going to capture the left side siege camp, putting additional pressure onto this top keep. Looks like they are not interested in sticking around and supporting that camp. Instead, having Shan split off once again, getting as much split push value as possible from Zagara. That's why they chose the hero. You can see that in their talent choices with Medusa Blades and Mutalisk and Nidus Network. A favorable objective spawn for the side of the Bunker Crew, but if Yavapai are able to stall successfully, the bot keep may not be long for this world on the side of the Bunker Crew. We've got Shan taking the Nidus Network up to the objective, so it's a full 5v5 here. Sarge taking so much punishment from Saralini on the Li Ming. Light Bomb lands onto... Oh my gosh, so much damage onto Hendrix. Camel connecting once again with the Revolving Sweep, but that's a kill onto the Blaze. Murden goes down in response. A Bubble Hearth out from Judo Chop. Perhaps responding to all of this lane pressure. Looks like the Bunker Crew are going to do just that. Everheart able to get a few more stalls with their frag launcher, but Camel able to escape the rocket ride. On top side, we've got Shan finishing off that top keep. Bottom keep having fallen to the minion pressure all the while during that objective phase. So it is a slow choke out of the map from Yavapai. The Bunker Crew have a lot of questions to answer now, a lot of lane pressure to respond to. Yavapai are very much in the driver's seat of this map too. And with 10 seconds left on the respawn timers of the rest of the Bunker Crew, we can see the rest of the blue team being as safe as they can, kind of positioning back towards their keeps. This far objective spawn is really challenging for the Bunker Crew to contest here, especially with that top camp pushing. Showing all 4 of their heroes in top lane means I doubt they're going to be able to make it to contest this objective. And it looks like they are happy to give it over to Yavapai, perhaps thinking that their best bet is to defend at their core. And in bot lane, we've got Everheart, Sarge, and Judo Chop responding to the Catapults and Siege Giants, as well as this Garden Terror. Mid-keep likely to go down here, and Andrade gets the stun in, unable to connect. A great light bomb lands onto 2. Hendrix getting all of this damage out from their Death Siphon, almost taking out all of Yavapai here, and that's going to be a double kill. Well played by the Vala player. Mid-keep goes down, but killing 2 of the enemy heroes means that they may be able to defend their core just yet. It's going to take damage from the Garden Terrors, but with Yavapai backing all the way off, a heroic outplay from Cody Sparks and Hendrix. Give Bunker Crew a little more breathing room. They'll live to fight another day. Well played from them. Hendrix dodging the stuns from both the Blaze and the objective, vaulting in aggressively. A really solid play from them. And I love what we're seeing from the Bunker Crew here, getting onto this bottom fort as quickly as possible, trying to alleviate as much catapult pressure as they can. I think that's really heads-up play. But Yavapai are no slouches themselves. Keeping active on the map, they're putting more pressure, capturing that top left siege camp again, and clearing up all these minions. They're going to back out now that they've got these camps pushed up. This style of pressure and retreat is something we are likely to see for the entire rest of the game. Threatening that back door is a constant issue that the Bunker Crew are going to have to deal with from Yavapai. And we can see Yavapai doing just that. They're setting up on the bot. Bruisers not at all concerned about the next objective spawn. They understand that it doesn't secure them an objective. And it looks like a great scout from Everheart here. Cody Sparks able to get the stun now, but Camel... Oh, Camel stunned out. 2 kills from Hendrix. A third now onto Yavapai. Lots of late game kills going over to the Bunker Crew. A great stun from Sarge, but the rest of the Bunker Crew are beelining it for this top objective. I would love to see Everheart fall back to the core and clear out this lane in top. We've got 2 catapults spawning on their core now. And this objective is going to spawn as far as their minion waves are pressed to. 3 catapults now on the core of Yavapai. And Andrade is in the vicinity. Looks like Yavapai are continuing to split push here. Sarah Linney and Blaze both in vicinity. I don't know if the bunker crew are going to respond, and it looks like this is probably going to be game 2 going over to Yavapai if the bunker crew don't respond. Here's Everhart, but it might be too little too late, and it is in fact. That's game 2 in the books. Well played by Yavapai, able to secure that map win thanks to the back door. Some really great split push value both games. Well played to our red team there, securing the domination on their map pick, no less. Let's check in on our post-game stats. And once again, we can see lots and lots of siege damage from Shan BC. 212k, not quite as much as Everhart, but split pushing all the while. Top XP for their team as well. Checking in on the talents, it was the full W build from Vala, opting for Manticore at 16. Love to see that talent. It is, I think, the best on the tier no matter what. Cody Sparks, we saw a lot of great double pulls from them using that Glyph of Faith level 16. A hectic win, one that went down to the wire. Let's see if I can get a interview from our winners. What a series from these two. Yavapai doing a really creative job approaching that map. And it looks like I will be getting an interview here. Excellent. Hello, hello. Let me just swap over to my interview scene so that everybody can hear you. Excellent. And we're live with everyone. Congrats on your win. I was not fully sure what to expect out of the Division E meta. I definitely would not have guessed a split push Rainer on Infernal Shrines. You guys looked very dominant with that pick. When you are drafting for that sort of comp, are you guys trying to think about how best to contest the objective while buying space for your split pusher, or is it something like at the last minute, I think a split push Rainer looks really good here, and it's kind of calling an audible?
So we definitely, it's usually better on games like Garden of Terror where where the objective is something that you like channel.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's really easy to just pick like something that pokes and stalls and delays so that Rainer can just get whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But the other, like, sometimes what we'll do instead is we'll just like size up the team fight at the or we'll see like how's it going with just us four. Does the Rainer need to come down or can he push? So it kind of gauges on how we as the four are doing in the like team fight / like objective taking.
Mm-hmm.
That dictates what Rainer chooses to do in that specific instance.
Makes a lot of sense. And Shan was able to get a ton of value, not only through the split pushing, but also in the one-on-one duels. I think Shan was able to secure 3 or 4 solo kills that game.
Yeah, he plays a lot of Rainer.
It shows.
Well, because nobody really thinks to like solo lane a Rainer, and so he gets lots of practice, and so yeah, his 1v1ing has gotten real good. It's also like, you know, if he goes up against a melee character, he just wins because
absolutely,
it's really hard.
Yeah, it is challenging. As an offlaner who occasionally sees ranged heroes, I'm never having a good time when that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. And so it can that can usually like set the tone, and then after that it just comes down to like him knowing like he's really good in the 1v1 with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. And in Game 2, Garden of Terror, it seems like that is definitely a map that you all feel very comfortable on, given that split bush style we saw. The Kira pick is not one that I am so accustomed to seeing, but I thought that it turned out to be a great pick into the Vala, putting a lot of pressure on her in those team fights. Is that Zagara Kira comp something that you guys look at and say, well, we're on Garden, it's probably going to go late, these heroes scale well, or are these once again just comfort picks for your roster?
Yeah. Oh no, that's giving us way too much credit. They are definitely more comfort picks. The Kira Camel just likes Kira a lot, and so he has lots of practice on it. And like if he's like, hey, I want to play Kira, I'm like, okay, like I trust that you know the good situations, and yeah, it turned out to work. It turned out to be super handy against that Vala.
Oh yeah, I mean, Hendrix was able to pull out some amazing heroics after 20 with that Death Siphon. I was starting to get worried for you guys after they got a few of those kills, but you guys stuck with your split push strategy, able to finish it up with just the Li Ming and Blaze on the core. Really heads up rotation from you two to close that game out. That's going to be... well, no, I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, yeah, that... those strafes were scaring us, too. we were very worried towards the end of that. We're just like, oh, man, how, like we have to catch her and we have to kill her fast, or she's going to just do what she just did. But, yeah, and it turned out that in that last fight, Vala popped off again, and me and Sarah Lynn, the Li Ming, stayed alive, and it was just like, well, I don't think we have any other choice but to just try and like win this. And so we went, and it worked out for us.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely understanding your win condition. I think that was a great rotation from you two. Very well played. Before I let you get out of here and celebrate with the rest of your team, are there any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, just shout out to the team. Did pretty good. This season has been kind of hectic in terms of our own like schedules, so we haven't necessarily
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Take care. That's going to do it for us. A domination going over to Yavapai there. A hectic split push couple of games. The Bunker Crew able to show some prowess on their heroes, but in the end, the macro pressure from Yavapai was a bit too much for them to handle. Before I sign off, I just want to thank you all again for tuning in and cheering these teams on, as well as shout out all of the artists and programmers whose assets I use as part of the stream. You can check out links to their work below the video here or in chat with exclamation credits. The stream would not look half as good without all of their hard work, and so I'm really standing on the shoulder of giants there. And that's going to do it from me here. Good luck, have fun, peace and love.